Good morning. What's up, Rich? I thought it was going to rain today, but it stopped as soon as I came out. It's dark outside in Florida. It's not dark here. The sun just came up though. It rose maybe like 5:40 something. I don't know. Just give me 1 second. Yeah. It's dark where you at too, Rich? It's a little windy out here. Well, it was a little breezy this morning. So good morning. Oh no. You know why he know that, Rich? You know who that is chatting in the stream this morning? That's Mr. Nazon. It took me a minute to figure out who that was. I'm gonna get started in a minute. Let me just switch over my device here. It's acting crazy this morning. This is crazy. All right, now we're back cooking with business. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Oh word. Let me find out that. Nah, he has he's near there. If you're in the chat this morning, just come in, say hello, say hi. This morning we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm really just gonna look around this morning, battling the noise in the background. Look around, see what I gotta clean up, show you a little something that's new. I'm actually gonna start by showing everybody something that I've been trying to get to do. Good morning, Kim. Welcome back. Drop a like while you're in there. Let's get these interactions up today. Drop a like. So I'm gonna, Mr. Midnight, pay attention to what I'm saying because this is something that we're looking to do on your project. But one of the things that I showed you guys last week is that we were going to replace the wire on my garden enclosure and put some chicken wire up. And let me just show you what we did in the past couple of days. Well, not what we did. I helped a little bit. So you'll see it looks a little bit different. And now we have chicken wire up. The chicken wire itself, though, if I touch it, is not as sturdy. So one of the things that I have to do here is wire this together and then wire the bottom together, the bottom down here. But now I notice that what I can do is next season, I can start planting things that need to be pollinated by bees or anything else that flies, because now they can get in there. I sat and I watched it yesterday, and I saw a few bees fly in. I saw a few butterflies go in. I'm not really particularly happy about the butterflies, but it works. Can't complain. And that's what we did there. So on this side, you'll see what's new is I finally did it. I cut out most of the zucchini plant here. I harvested like maybe 4 zucchini before I did the final cut. And then the reason why I left this one is because down in here, I have one more growing. You'll see a male squash flower here, but I'm waiting for, if you can see, I'm gonna point to it. I'm waiting for that one to ripen, and then this one is gonna come out. And then here you'll see where I planted brand new ones to come in. And that was essentially so that this cucumber vine growing up on the string here, I'm trying to guide it as best I can. And I thinned it out. You'll notice in the past couple weeks, there were a lot more down in the bottom. So the ones at the bottom, I thinned out, and now it looks much more healthy. I'm gonna keep fertilizing it. You'll see some baby cucumbers coming in. So let me just give you a little preview here. So you see this one here? This is a that's a female cucumber. And what's gonna happen is the bees are gonna come in and they're gonna pollinate it with the long stem, this flower here. They're gonna take pollen from this one and put it in this one, the little birds and the bees, and then we're gonna have some pretty decent sized cucumbers because I do see them all over the flowers, all over this bush, and I've been seeing the bees down here. If you take a glance down here, you'll see there's a cucumber down there. I've picked about 5 or 6. So as soon as they're ready, I pick them off so that the plant knows to produce more. I'm gonna come in and take out a lot of the damaged leaves, especially the ones toward the bottom, and I'm just gonna keep guiding it. One update on the actual squash plant here. I'm gonna try to go as close as I possibly can. So on this squash plant here, I moved it around, but one thing that I'm noticing, I'm gonna come in close to the leaves, is you see these white spots? That's like powdery mildew. So that's bad for the plant. But what I'm gonna do is come in, spray it with neem oil to see if I can get it fixed. If not, I'm gonna cut out those leaves, but eventually for this plant right here, I'm gonna move it out too. So the reason why you hear me talking about moving out plants and things is because I'm essentially trying to get myself ready for fall planting. So maybe next week we'll live indoors and you'll see me try to start some seeds for myself and a few friends for fall plants, mainly like your collard greens, your cabbage, your kale, and things of that nature. So I don't know why I can't see you guys' messages this morning, but that's a little bit about what I'm gonna do this morning. Let me just check the chat and see what we got going on this morning and take a sip of water. No questions this morning. Okay. So if anybody is online, does the fall planting, I got you, Rich. I'm hydrating. Anybody do fall planting? Tell me what you want to grow, what you're looking to grow. Kim, I know that you like to grow collard greens and such. Anything that you're looking to grow that you normally wouldn't grow. Mr. Nazon, you doing any fall gardening this year? Tell me, let me know what you guys got going on. What in the living? Yeah, what are you growing? So Kim says, yes, she's gonna do a fall garden. Lettuce, kale, okay. So Steve says this will be his first year fall gardening, gonna do some lettuce, kale, spinach, pumpkins, and watermelon. And in the chat, Rich wants to know how those watermelons are going, Kim. One of the other things that I've been doing a lot of lately, and maybe I'll post some videos of it, is if you take a look here, I have a lot of Thai peppers. I have never grown Thai peppers like this before, but what I did was I picked a bunch of them and I let my coworker sample some of them. And this right here is cilantro going to seed. I'm gonna let it go to seed just because I want to know what it looks like, and then just pretty much get seeds for next year for cilantro. When cilantro goes to seed, it's called coriander, and a lot of people use it in their kitchen. I don't really use coriander as a spice, but I'm gonna let this cilantro stay like this. I'm gonna pick off these. I'm gonna make some sauces, probably pickle some peppers and put it in vinegar. One of the southern things that my grandmother likes to do is she likes to pickle the jalapenos. Do I dry my herbs that I keep? So one of the things that I did dry was basil, and then I put it in olive oil. And so when I cook different things, I'll use the basil and olive oil in a pot with a lot of my dish. Now is actually way taller than me. And so with it being taller than me, I have to use a step stool to tie it up to make sure the wind, when it rains, it doesn't like break. I think this tomato bush right here has had it. I'm gonna see if those little tomatoes will turn red. If they turn red, then that'll be the end of this bush and we'll just pretty much get rid of it. Let's see, can I see the chat? I can't see the chat. I'll come back to the chat later. Oh, your Roma plant looks like that. So this one Roma plant, you'll see it on a video coming soon, but the squirrels got to it. I came out here one day and it was like 6 or 7 bitten green tomatoes on the ground, and I was kind of PO'd. I was like really pissed off. So this Roma plant is growing tall. I mean, it's still doing good, but the one of the main reasons why I don't care as much about, not that I don't care, but I'm not tripping about this Roma tomato plant is because finally, if we move back over to where the squash and stuff are, I don't know if you notice, but if you look here, I have this Roma tomato plant and it's like loaded. So I can probably end up getting enough to make another quart or 2 of spaghetti sauce to store away, which is great for me. But it's loaded. I'm gonna tie it back a little bit, make sure it stays healthy. I'm pretty sure it'll do even better once this zucchini plant comes out, taking root energy away. I keep them watered fairly decently. I do fertilize it every so often. So let's just come over to the other part of the garden and I'll show you something that I did here. You'll notice that, remember before I had like the green beans growing up on the side? We just cut those out. I saved as many as I could on the inside, but yeah, let's try to go on the inside and just pray that we don't lose service here, because every time I come into here, my service is interrupted and I have to restart the stream. So let's hope that that doesn't happen this time. And then we'll be cooking this morning within here. So I'm gonna start out on the outside of here and talk to you a little bit about what I did so far and what you'll be able to see. So one of the things that I have done inside of the enclosure is, remember I told you I needed to pretty much trim these bushes. So I haven't trimmed this bell pepper bush, but I left one at the bottom. You can see it. The reason why I left that one at the bottom is because they're supposed to turn red and I've been trimming them while they're green. But I'm gonna Velcro it. As you see, I Velcroed it there. But as it grows taller on this side, I'm gonna Velcro it closer to the top, because if I go in there, you'll see that I have a lot more coming in at the top, even on this side. But for that one at the bottom, I left it, I don't know if I could, yeah, it's pretty big. I wanna see if I can get it to turn red. I know it takes a while, but we're gonna see what happens. And then here is my Carolina Reaper. Remember it had a lot of leaves at the bottom? So what I did the other day when we were putting up the chicken wire is I essentially trimmed the bottom of it. And when I trimmed the bottom of it, I noticed that it's starting to make, check it out, peppers. So that hot fire sauce that a lot of people ask me about, we're gonna have it pretty soon from this Reaper plant. If you like really look in there, you see the little peppers coming in. So it's gonna be loaded pretty soon. So I'm pretty happy about that. And then I also took the time to move around a little bit. I took the time to come in here and trim the bottom of these as much as I could without cutting any of the fruit off. So this is a habanero plant. I don't know if you can see. Let me try to move it up. So this is a habanero plant. You see all the fruit all at the bottom. See all that? This is all habaneros. And I tried to trim the bottom of these too, you see? Yeah, that's right. More fire, Steve. I'll share with you. So this is the habanero. And I mean, it's just a lot of peppers in here. Check it out. Even the Scotch bonnets over here, you can't really see it because they're blending in with the leaves. They're all green now, but I did pick some peppers that are ready. Then over here, look how big these leaves are. I don't know if I'm gonna get this plant again next year. This is a purple Reaper and it's very tall already. I don't know how tall, I'm not gonna measure it, but the leaves are like super duper big. I trimmed it at the bottom as well. And then if we stand up and we take a good look at it, the peppers are actually gonna start coming in soon here. You see they're coming in here. So that's pretty good. And then it's the same thing with the dragon's breath. You look down there, I trimmed the bottom of that one. And then this one isn't as tall, but it looks like it's mixing in with the rest. But I'm starting to see like little peppers in here. I got you, Rich, I got you. So, and then one of the things that I started doing was I did pull out a few of the carrots. Maybe I'll pull out one on the live stream in a minute. And here's the green bush. You can see that it's dying back. I'm not gonna go in and replant here. I'm gonna open this space up, of course, because I told you I wanna do some inventory of how much space I have for like my fall gardening, because it looks like the peppers are gonna go well into the fall. So, and then one of the important things that I have here that I've been monitoring are the okra. So if I come in here, you'll see an okra flower. And then I had some flowers fall off. This over here looked like it'll be an okra soon. Looks kind of weird now. Of course, the jalapeno plant is still going strong. So let me just come back over here. I'm gonna follow the instructions given to me and just hydrate a little bit. Okay. So any questions about the sauces, the peppers? I'm gonna show you the strawberries in a second. My strawberries, I'm really thinking that I won't plant them in the ground next year. I'm gonna take them up and put them in a vertical tower bed. If you watched on my stream, what was it, like a week ago? There was Digging with Deb. She had the tower garden. And I think I'm gonna put my strawberries in a tower because what I'm noticing is I can't get to them fast enough. And when I don't get to them fast when they're ripe, the ants, the bugs, the birds, the squirrels, they come take bites out of them. And then when I go back there, they're nicely plump and red and bitten into or like eaten up by ants. And I can't have that. So I'm gonna put it right on the little small deck we have here, put my strawberries there. Steve, that might be something that you might look into doing, except for if you put a tiered bed on your patio, you might have a bear problem or a deer problem. Do you think the deer will actually climb up on your deck though? Maybe you could put like a little gate. The groundhogs, I don't think will come up on the deck. So Rich said, any new groundhogs? There's no new groundhogs in my yard, except for, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I saw one like running across the fence, and it climbed the fence and ran into my neighbor's yard and under their house. So what I did see yesterday was bears can be friendly, but I don't take any chances. So Rich said bears are friendly. Steve, what do you think about the bears? Do you think they friendly enough to want them to come up on your patio? But like I was saying, the one thing that I did see yesterday is as I was pulling into my driveway and I was pulling 4 o'clock seeds off, um, I looked across the street and there was a huge, and I mean huge, groundhog in the neighbor's yard. Rich, we're gonna have to do something about this gimbal, sir. I might just use my tripod here going forward. So yeah, I mean, I'm not too keen on the groundhogs or the deer or anything like that. Um, but what I am gonna say is, um, the groundhog across the street was big, fat, and plump, and I hope he stays over there and stays out my garden. Um, one of the things Steve says that he's friendly with them in a different way. You had a groundhog eating your basil? Oh man, I think something came over and ate my basil, but I don't think it was a groundhog. Something's been playing in my zinnia flower. So um, I'm growing something that I've never grown before. I'm going to show you in a second. But has anybody ever had like hibiscus tea? Um, and don't forget, if you're in the stream this morning, let me just take a little sidebar. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, just so we can get the interactions up. So one of the things that I've never grown before is hibiscus. Has anybody ever had hibiscus tea? So this is like a trial and error for me. I'm not sure if I dropped too many seeds in this one pot, but this is a hibiscus plant. I don't know what happened to these bottom leaves here. Um, Not sure, but the plant overall is pretty strong. And I think if I look in closely, uh, at the top here, it's gonna have like the little flower soon. And then what you harvest off of it is the like the peeling around the flower, and people make like tea with it. The reason why I have it up against the house is because I don't think that the groundhogs like these type of plants for some reason. You're one of my favorite flowers here is the pansy. Sorry to get a little sidetracked, but if I come in here and I look a little closer, look how pretty that flower is. I love pansies. So I have this one here, and then I have, I look over here, I have pansies here in this pot. I got this flower pot like when we first moved here, but I like this flower. Um, this is bugging me out this morning. But yeah, the hibiscus flower, as you can see, if you take a look at the back over there, the plan is, even for fall gardening, all those pots I have stacked up against the pepper plant, I'm gonna fill those pots with potting soil. And just because I know that my plants are going to, the ones that I have now are gonna go well into the fall, I'm gonna start my fall garden right up against the back of the house inside of containers. So I'm gonna start with containers where I don't have garden space, and then I'm still gonna, next week I'll be seed starting on the inside. And what I'm gonna do is I'll be seed starting on the inside, and what I'll do is essentially, you know, showing you what I'm going to plant, show how I start my seeds. Steve, that might be a good episode for you to tune in if you're available. And then Um, once I start my seeds on the inside, I will pretty much baby them and baby them some more until they're ready to go out in the garden. So before we get ourselves a little too wrapped up here, let me just go around and show you a little bit of what I did to the rose bush. Try to walk a little bit slower. And one of the things that I did to the rose bush is I started trimming on it. And I'll also show you these strawberries, what I'm talking about with the squirrels and everything like that. I'll start with the strawberries first, just because it kind of pissed me off a little bit. So when I come down here, you'll see like some of them, like, for example, if I look over here, you see these strawberries? They're nice and green, and I know they're not ready to pick yet, right? So in a couple days, and the more I water it, they'll turn red. And like, so this one is like super red, but like the ants and everything start coming in as soon as they're red, and they will, yeah, you do need to quadruple down your strawberries next year. I got something planned for you for that. But what I wanted to do to keep the birds and the squirrels and everything out of the strawberry garden, what I wanted to do was like put the hoop and then put the little fabric over it. But if I do that, then the ants and stuff are gonna get it. So here's another example of like, it's ripe, but it's not ripe on this side. But if I leave it out here, guess what? The ants are gonna eat it. You'll see on that one, you can't really tell, but the squirrels ate it. And I just let them have it at this point. I get what I can, and whatever I can't get, um, I let Mother Nature have it. So here you can see that I cut here and here just because it was getting super bushy, and they had like these little roseworms on it. The long branch that I had going against the fence, I cut that off, and then I kind of tied these branches together. But when the fall comes in really good, I'm simply going to trim down this bush. It'll be a lot shorter next season. Same thing here. I'm gonna trim down. One thing that I did want to show you is on this side, when I told you I had to bring the chicken wire together. So I used the string that came with the chicken wire, what was wrapped around it, and I essentially tied it here. But the holes are still big enough here and here. The holes are still big enough where bees and stuff can fly in. So I'm gonna shore it up. But like I said, while I had the wire down, I trimmed the back part. Would owls deter? I don't know. That's actually a good idea. So my cousin has one of those little stationary owls, and it moves with the wind. So I might be an investment that I need to do. So Steve was asking, you know, the little owls that with the wind that they blow around, would they deter them? That's actually a good idea, and I might just try it. So on the back side, I don't know if you could see through the chicken wire, but I trimmed up all the way at the bottom. I trimmed down. And on this one, if you look on the back side, you see a whole bunch of more fire peppers back there. So we're gonna have some sauce pretty soon. But yes, that's a little bit of this and that about what's happening in my garden. As you can see, I come in here a lot, and just for giggles this morning, I don't have on my gloves. I'm gonna come in and live stream myself. Let's see. I don't think this one is ready, but I want to show you a decent sized carrot here. See what we're working with. Trying to, if I come in here, move the soil around it. I don't want to pick that one, it's not ready. I don't want to pick this one either, I don't think. No, we'll wait for next week. I don't want to pick out before it's too. I know, no gloves, all down. I got dirt in my nails. I'm gonna have to go take that out. Rich, you funny. You remember everything. So As you can see, the marigolds are going strong this morning. The okra are getting very tall. Got plenty of jalapeno in there. Steve, that's something that we're gonna put in your garden next year, some jalapeno peppers. I think you guys will like those. Put some jalapeno poppers in the garden. What I'll be doing this week, hopefully, is going in and picking out when they get slightly pink, like this one at the bottom, pick it out and let them ripen on the windowsill. I see a few of them that are getting slightly pink. And yeah, that's what we got going on. It's a little bit of this and a little bit of that in my garden. I'm gonna take some time to do some maintenance, but we've gone through a lot of it. And I just wanna thank everybody. Where the real farmer chat's at. I actually have my gloves here. I just didn't put them on this morning, mainly because this good handy dandy gimbal wants to act crazy today. But it's okay. So what I want to do now is thank everybody for coming into the stream. We do have merch. If you want some merch, let me know. Thank you for coming out this morning, waking up early and joining me this morning. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe. And I hope to see you next week. Next week, we'll be indoor doing some seed starting. Join us for that if you have any ideas. And stay tuned. Make sure you watch all the videos, drop some likes and reactions on the videos. And we will see you again next week indoors. Happy gardening, everybody. I hope you stay tuned to all the videos. And Nazon Part 2 is out. Big hands up and kudos to Steve for your videos, doing really well this week, and keep promoting. And we'll see you guys next week, bright and early, maybe even start at 6 o'clock. I don't know, since we're going to be inside, but stay tuned. You'll get a reminder on your stream and hit the notification button. See you, everybody.